All right, welcome to Humpdays.
Welcome back, Humpers. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Alfie.
And we're the Rosellis.
That's fun. We have a fun episode for you today. Everyone in Hollywood is going broke. All the people pretending to be rich are actually going to be poor soon. And it's kind of fun seeing this house of cards crumble.
Yeah, but it's also concerning because if the 1% is struggling, these people who are making millions and millions and millions of dollars, what does that mean for the rest of us schlubs?
Well, the funny thing is, like, no actor or singer can steal our jobs. It's just like,
oh my God, you're right.
The
After
engineer-
Kim's roast, we know the proof. Check out our last episode. The proof is in the pudding. I've never said that phrase in my life. I don't know why I said that.
Well, Kim actually paid $1 million for her to
Bomb?
for her not only to be on the roast, but she paid $1 million so no one would know that she's going to be there. So she paid to be able to be on the roast, but she paid $1 million so no one would know she's there, so she wouldn't get roasted. So everyone that made jokes about her, they made it up on the spot. Like, they didn't come prepared for it. So
but every comic worth their salt has like
something locked in.
Yeah, okay, the Kardashians. I mean, we've done, I don't know, 28 episodes on it. No, I'm just kidding. It's
yeah, nice
more
try,
like
Kim.
3,
like, comics make jokes about you in their sleep.
Yeah, that's not a hard one.
And then she paid even more money for them to cut out the booze when they were booing her.
Well, how do you know? That's allegedly.
Well, yeah, no, they said that. So she paid more money for her to cut out the booze. Yeah.
Oh, it came out.
Yeah.
Guys, that's breaking news. That's crazy.
It's breaking news.
Wild.
Wait, to what?
Cut out the booze.
Because there was tons of booze.
When she went up on stage.
There were more than that?
Well, when she went up on stage, they booed her, and Kevin Hart had to sell down the crowd.
When it went live.
When it went live.
Recorded live.
And then when they put like the whole episode just up on, the whole 3-hour roast up on Netflix, they cut that part completely out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's above the law. She thinks she's above the law. She doesn't have to play by the roast rules. She just go in there, pay money, be cool. Oh, I'm cool. I can do jokes just like my ex-boyfriend, Pete Davidson.
But yeah, I mean, the roast was last week's episode, but it
Go check it out.
Start, and the Kardashians are also losing money. We did a whole episode on
them specifically.
Yeah, the Kardashians losing money and going broke, and the receipts on that. But the whole industry is crumbling, and we are seeing some of the warning signs. So we want to go through those, and then, just like, how did this happen? Why did this?
Yeah, how does everyone in the music industry not having ticket sales? How are they not having album sales? And why are they all going broke?
Yeah.
Well,
why do you think?
Why do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's just like there's no excitement for it. There's no, like, even like bands that you already know, like a band like Pearl Jam. If you're a Pearl Jam fan, they're coming with a new album, but you're not excited for the new album. There's very few people that are excited for the new stuff. There's not many things that are popular being pushed anymore. Like, rap music isn't really being pushed. I mean, there's probably like 4 or 5 big rappers that actually make money nowadays. Drake was one of them, but maybe not anymore.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
The only thing that really sells right now is country music and world music, like Latin music and K-pop.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I feel like the pandemic.
The pandemic?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing because I don't think every artist like went in and made a bunch of things during that time. I think a lot of people took it as like a step back, as a finally a break, and now the industry is trying to like recoup its costs, so they're just like putting out tons, like just an overwhelming amount of albums, like and tours, right? Everyone has to put out an album and a tour, and everybody spent their money on Taylor Swift tickets.
That's true.
So J-Lo, hasn't had, like, her concert's been going badly, and she hasn't been able. Nobody's moving tickets, basically. I know Nicki Minaj just did a stadium tour, so she's an arena tour. So she's doing okay. These like legacy artists really barely are selling tickets, and like definitely not the newer artists, like the openers and that kind of thing. Like, they're not selling tickets, they're getting the honor of like exposure through opening. Like, maybe they're getting paid something.
Yeah, but it's not like generational wealth.
It's not like, so if it's like, if you can't tour, like before with streaming services, it was like, hey, oh no, like, or streaming in general is ruining the entertainment industry, both in music and in entertainment. But like, they're not really making money off of streaming. Only if you have millions upon millions of streams and downloads. But You barely make anything. That probably just barely pays off your like staff and your team that's backing you.
That's
right?
true.
And then it's like, okay, you're supposed to tour to make that like make the money, and there's too many tours and they're too expensive and tickets are too pricey. Unless it's a very new artist. I don't know.
That's
Like
true.
I saw the last dinner party and perform, and they were, $60, but then they end up being 100 by the checkout because of all the fees and everything.
Yeah.
So even that, like, that's another thing, is the fees on top of everything make you think, okay, it has to be, even for a small artist, $100. And that's a
Yeah.
lot
Well, I
for one
think what's
ticket.
going on is like, especially with these older artists that haven't been maybe making as money as they used to, they're trying to compensate by upping the prices of tickets so they can make money again. No one has money.
No one
So
has
it's
money.
just like inflation itself is going to cause this. Like even the Ticketmaster websites, even the sites themselves have had to up everything. So it's just everyone's in poverty, and then you're expecting to raise tickets higher than ever before and people to buy them, and it's just unrealistic. Like
Yeah,
It's
and
totally
it's
unrealistic.
hard for them to be a propaganda machine where they can just get behind an artist and just push it. They can't spend all that money
Right.
on just advertising and like having like a blockbuster movie where you have the
Yeah.
song in the movie and that's the hit song. Like there's Charlie Angels is coming out. We're gonna have Beyonce's Independent Woman on it, and that's gonna be the
Right.
lead into the album. It's because they can't control that narrative.
Yeah.
Because right now on TikTok, the most famous song right now on TikTok right now is "I'm looking for a man that's 6'5", fan now."
I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes. I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes, finance, trust fund, 6'5". I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund.
6'5", blue eyes.
Yeah, it's just some TikTok sound that someone made and was like, make a song about this.
Make a song about it.
And then everyone remixed it, and it's like the most catchy thing.
That's the catchy
And she'll
song.
be the new artist of the week.
Yeah, that's the artist of the week. So like that's how it catches on. It's just organically like that, as opposed to this big giant machine getting behind an artist,
Yeah.
which they want to promote. And it's like you can't do that anymore. It's like you can spend as much money you want on promotion, but it's just not going to work.
Jojo Siwa.
Jojo Siwa,
Oh
yeah.
She put a lot of money into that.
Yeah, she
That's
put a lot of
clear.
money in that. And like, is that going to go into who's going to see her live?
Yeah.
Because it's
I
always
think she's gotten the most PR. I don't know. I don't know if this is a win or not. I don't know if this is for her, but
Yeah.
I have seen her more on the internet than ever before in my life. And
Yeah.
I would say that.
She
Like,
does have the
unfortunately, I'm
attention.
seeing a lot more of her. Like
But there's a lot of artists that are getting that kind of attention, but they're not necessarily making money. That's the
Sure.
problem.
yeah,
You know?
like they're not
Like,
making money.
And
There's-
the only way they can make money is brand deals. So Cardi B just did she did a whole rant. I actually don't know how recent this rant is. Actually, I don't want to say it's news, but she did a whole rant on how the industry is going broke and how musicians are fighting for the scraps of like the McDonald's and all these sponsorships. They're competing with influencers. Like
Yeah.
influencers are. Yeah, and you're seeing that too, because I was telling you about Jennifer Aniston the other day, because she has a new hairline out, which honestly, that would have crushed in the 90s.
yeah,
If she had launched a hair care line that she had investment in and ownership in, oh my God, and she was rocking the Rachel,
yeah.
she would have,
Uh,
she would be a millionaire today.
yeah,
It
she's
would have
30
been
years too late.
yeah, unless they totally flopped and it was a terrible product. But like if it was even semi decent,
Well, the thing is, like they would be able to do. See, they would even if it was a terrible product, because they were able to control the narrative. Like they would be able to like put in stories that would just like put an end to anyone saying it's a bad product,
right.
because they could be able to control like is Jennifer Aniston on NBC, who's on their biggest show? Is their nightly news going to do a story putting down their biggest star? No, they're not. So they'd be able to put an end to that story about her hair product's not good.
Yeah.
So they're able to control that. But now you have the internet where it's just like, no, your Kardashian lip care sucks. And you have these people that are like, you can get a brand deal with Jennifer Aniston. Okay, well, you have to pay her a flat rate. Then you have to hire a photographer. And then you have to rent out a studio. And it's all this money. And it's just like, is anyone really going to buy it? Or you can just pay an influencer and they can just stare into their phone, try it, show it off, and see if that works. And it's just like a hundredth of the cost.
Yeah, no, but I think now she started this line like as a way to make money, because she like many of these A-listers, they this is proof that they're going broke, because they were totally snubbing any influencers. Like influencers have now their own section at awards shows, and Billie Eilish was like caught kind of being like, why are they here?
Why?
Like,
So they're TikToker. Why are they
why
here?
are TikTokers here? And it's like, because nobody's watching you.
Yeah,
Nobody's watching.
Nobody listens to the
award
radio.
shows.
Nobody
Yeah.
listens to the radio. That you don't get your song played on the radio. You have TikTokers using it and talking about your stuff. You need them. They're the new radio DJ. They're the new commercial.
They're the ones reviewing your perfume, Billy.
Yeah, they're the new critics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody trusts actual critics now, because whenever you see a movie on Rotten Tomatoes, it's just like the critics gave it like 98%, audience like 34.
Only trust the audience reviews.
Yeah,
guys.
and it's like that's what TikTok is. It's like it's the new audience reviews. That's what your online stuff is. It's like a literal audience review. And it's like that's what it is now. It's just like, and these celebrities that are like, your J-Lo's, who J-Lo spent all that money on an album, which was like the music soundtrack to a movie she made, which is a sci-fi movie about her life. A sci-fi movie about her life. And then she made a documentary of behind the scenes of making that sci-fi movie about her life that no one told her about her love life that no one told her to make. And it just bombed. Like, she spent all her money on that. And these celebrities that are like on that tier that, they're not getting, because there's not that many movies being made. There's not that many tours happening right now. They all have these lifestyles where they spend so much money. They spend like all the people, like your entire entourage is like at least 50 grand a person.
Yeah.
You have to fly on a private jet.
And there is something
like there's no way J-Lo is going from LA to Palm Springs. Like driving?
Yeah.
No.
No.
First class? No. That's gonna be funny when you see one day, like when they're so broke, like that's the walk of shame, where it's just like, when they've hit rock bottom, when you're getting, because what they always say, like people in first class get on first.
Yeah.
So these celebrities are gonna be on the plane first, and then you get to walk by them.
That's the key. Just stay in first class. Like, don't graduate to the private jet. Just stay in first class so that you're always like that cool celebrity.
No, if I was a celebrity, I would be the opposite. I'd be like, if I had to go from like a private jet to having to like fly like commercial, I'd be like, no, I don't want to be in first class. Everyone getting on the plane will see me. Get me in the back, like in the back of the plane, the corner seat. No one will ever suspect it.
Yeah, that's true. Just wear a wig and they'll be like, that can't be.
That can't be.
Yeah. That's so true. That is something true, though, is the whole looking, spending money and looking like you have money, right? That whole, like what Kanye said about new slaves and, or what he would call new slaves. Like, we all kind of get, there are all these celebrities, and especially newer celebrities, are getting sucked into this thing where they have to look a certain way and show that they have money, show your money off, so that you have it, like spend it to look like you have it, And there is a big difference between like revenue and profit, right? So there's going to be, there's a lot of celebrities that are just living in the red well beyond their means, and especially lower tier celebrities. But that's why QuietLuxury is going up, because it's like, trending, that idea of not wearing, logomania, being very reserved in how you flex on your wealth, because like, I think people who have money understand that it's kind of in your best interest to not look like flashy, right?
Yeah.
Because that makes you look nouveau riche or tacky or like one of these celebrities or stars, and it causes a chain reaction of everybody feeling like they need to buy, I need to, even something as small as lip gloss, like I need to buy Rhode lip gloss by Hailey Bieber. If like all these teens are thinking they need to have the latest lip gloss to like feel like they're a part of something. But it's like, how many products can we get? Which brings me back to Jennifer Aniston's hairline, La Voix, I think it's called, or something like that.
En français.
Yeah, and she's doing the right thing by making it, it's probably a decent product, and she made it like not insanely priced, but for a giant bottle, which like a mega bottle, which is like honestly a regular normal amount of shampoo, it's like $60. So she made it seem like it's reasonable, because the smaller ones are like $20, but like for a reasonable amount of it, it's $60 per thing. So you're spending over $100 for your just shampoo and conditioner, never mind all the oils and frizz control things that she's pushing on us too. But Jennifer Aniston and all these celebrities really put their nose up at influencers and even having, like, she didn't even have an Instagram account until, 2 weeks ago, it seems, maybe the couple of years, but she didn't even want to have one. And now she's like, she's had to cave. She's had to get one because like the only way to make money is through brand deals and sponsored posts. And now she's pushing a product too. It's like, they're all following this trajectory, right?
Yeah.
They don't get the roles anymore. Even the roles that they do get don't pay them anything.
Yeah, even your
so
Apple
they
shoes.
hawk
You're right.
products.
She had that Apple series with her and Reese Witherspoon and Steve Carell, and like no one watched it. It bombed.
Yeah.
No one has Apple TV Plus or whatever. No one streams that stuff. Just old people, just boomers.
Yeah.
Like the boomers watch that show,
And even
like,
when they do stream.
Yeah,
There's no
and it's
money.
such a fall from grace because they were like her and Reese Witherspoon were both $20 million actresses,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's just because not because of their age, but because of the industry. It's just there's no room for it.
Yeah.
Like there's no money to be made in movies.
Yeah.
Like more people just want to watch a show and stream it.
Yeah.
Than go to see a movie.
Yeah, actually, like TV shows are doing better than movies, I would think. But at the same time, Sidney Sweeney, she's one of the major stars right now, like one of the biggest. And she has admittedly gone broke. Her family went broke. She went broke. She's the one who's been the most honest about this kind of thing. She's hawking, 18 she's as many sponsorship deals she can.
Yeah.
And that's showing you something, guys. Like the industry is, they're not paying them enough. Like she made $200K for the year for the season of Euphoria, which, better than a lot of Americans. But guys, she's paying like out the pocket for designer gowns, like all, she has to show up looking rich on press tours. She has to pay her staff. Like I'm sure it comes out to like almost nothing, which is crazy. And now, she's getting more and more traction since Euphoria. She's working really, really hard though. And she's having to do brand deals. Like Jennifer Aniston did not need to do that. Like Friends blew up and she was paid $1 million an episode and Sidney Sweeney was $20K. And this is, 20 years later, 30 years later.
Well,
Like,
because there used to be a trajectory where it's just like you start out, you do commercials, you have a guest spot on a TV show, you land a starring role on a TV show, or you land a recurring role on a TV show, and that gets you your own TV show, and then you become a movie star, and then you get paid more and more. Your scale goes up. Like there used to be a trajectory from A, B, C, D, E, and now it's just like
everyone's fighting
for
the
it. Like, how do you get your fame?
bottom.
What do you want? How do you get your fame? How do you get your clicks? How do you promote what you want to sell?
Yeah.
And it's just like, do people even want to be actors? A lot of people got into acting because they just wanted to be famous. And like a lot of people just like, well, Sidney Sweeney is very interesting because I don't know if she's a good actress or not, but she's one of the few actresses that is, I don't know why, but she's perceived through the male gaze. That's the only, like she's filmed through the male gaze where they actually use her sexuality to sell stuff. She always has her boobs out, whether it's promoting SNL or any of her movies. It's like her sexuality is just right there. And like, that's another reason why like she's one of the biggest stars. It's just like, it's not like, oh wow, that scene she did was fantastic.
No, of course, yeah.
Not to take anything from her talent, but it's like that is also a thing where it's just like sex sells and they're not really selling sex anymore.
Right. Yeah. I guess so. Why do you think so?
Why do I think they're not doing anymore? I think
many Me Too's.
too many Me Too's. Exactly.
So this is
a
the
good point.
definition of go broke.
Well, it is like, but it's like too much on the other
Not enough today's.
Well, it's just like the other end of it. Like obviously it was a good movement, but then the flip coin of it is just like now all of a sudden the male gaze is a horrible thing.
Right.
Like all of a sudden men finding women attractive is horrible. Men pursuing women is horrible. Like having stuff like that is just bad. So you have to have like a strong, independent woman that doesn't need a change, that doesn't need any saving. Like that's like every character now in a female lead of a movie is just a woman that just is perfect the way she is and does it. And like the moral of the story at the end is that she didn't need to change. She just needed to realize that she was just perfect. That's
She
just
doesn't
like
need
that.
to believe in her perfection.
She just didn't realize
That's
how
true.
perfect she was. Like that's how all the female leads are in movies now. And it's just like, and like it's not like women can't be funny. It's just like that's just how they are now. Like look at a movie like Bridesmaids. Like the main character, Kristen Wiig, she was a mess at the beginning.
Yeah.
She's dating a guy she hates.
Yeah.
Like she's not making the money that she wants. She always picks the losers. She feels like she's left out of her friend group. Like she's just doesn't have her shit together. And the whole movie is like her story arc of just finding herself and like learning that to like, you know what I mean? Like bettering yourself as a character.
Yeah.
So like that's why Bridesmaid was a funny movie as well. And it's like same with all the other characters into it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That
just
was
like-
one of the best in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but
all
it's,
female cast basically.
yeah, so it's just like I think that's the problem now. It's just like they just make women to be just unrealistic characters
Right. Yeah.
in movies.
And a lot of movies, I mean, go woke, go broke is a thing too. I mean,
That is true.
we did
But
see.
that is true. Like, well, you mentioned Euphoria, where it's just like I think Go Woke Go Broke is like just having unrealistic characters that don't go through any story arcs. Where it's just like you have a show like Euphoria, which is probably as woke as it gets, but on some level
True.
you have these characters that are going through real shit.
Yeah.
So it's like they are going through these real story arcs. They're going
Right.
through real problems and dealing with it, in actual believable ways.
Yeah.
As opposed to like what they do with casting now, where it's just like, oh, we need to be diverse, so we're gonna have a role for a scientist, but it needs to be a black scientist, but it's played by a black guy who's just acting like a white guy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like it's still like a generic character. You're just swapping the skin color.
Yeah. Like
That's-
maybe that needs an update, go woke, go broke, because it's not necessarily like Baby Reindeer is also,
That's
a really progressive
yeah.
lens.
The main
right?
character, Baby Reindeer. It's on streaming now on Netflix.
Baby Reindeer.
but the main
That's my
character,
horrible Scottish accent.
Baby Reindeer. Baby Reindeer. It's all about a guy who's gay and bi.
He's a
and
comedian.
He's a comedian bi, and he gets a stalker coming after him. Martha, but he's gay and he's also dating a trans person, and
Yeah.
so it was just like very progressive in that way. But it was a very realistic relationship, so you bought into it.
But it's not necessarily that like woke tone to
It's
it.
not like message where it's just like
I think that's what it is. Like there's not like it's not like it's not like progressive equals bad. Like we're not like Daily Wire messaging right now being like, oh, it's don't like talk about like exclude a certain conversation or it's going to be really lame, right? And that's not true. You're right. There's like much proof of actual deep interesting stories that are not just like, I guess they're not like fluffy about it.
Yeah.
Right?
So like with Baby Reindeer, so the main character is dating a trans woman, and the realistic thing about it is that he's nervous and he's self-conscious about dating her. It's all internalized, as opposed to like if you were to make it really woke, they would have him bring her into a bar, everyone laugh at him, and him stand up and be like, you guys are all wrong, and like this and that. You know what I mean? Like, this is a beautiful woman. You got, like, you know what I mean? Like this big speech. And it's like that's what a woke thing would be like. Where it's just like
that's so true.
But in actuality, it's just like
tell the story.
Just tell the story. So you're dating someone, you're internalizing that, you feel weird about it, and like, but or not, if you did bring her around your friends, they'd be okay with it. They wouldn't really make fun of you.
And there's like, and it shows the mistakes he makes.
Yeah.
And all of the characters are in different ways are flawed.
Yeah.
There's not just this like perfect candy coating on everything that shies away from anything bad to make anyone look bad. That's kind of what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah. So it's not that. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about Jerry Seinfeld. But...
Oh, yeah. Well, then, like, Jerry Seinfeld as well. Like, he's talking about wokeness. Like, his thing was like, oh, you can't make things anymore because things are like too PC. The woke crap is like ruining television. And it's like, well, what did you think of his movie UnFrosted?
I thought it. We just watched it, and I thought it was adorable, but total just candy. Nothing, no substance, nothing. Yeah, it was. I mean, Jerry, wonderful guy. Would love to meet him. Admire his comedy, but it seemed like it was just like an opportunity to put all of his friends in a movie and give them work because they need money now because the industry's broke. Everyone's broke. So they're like, we need a paycheck because, like, I don't know, there are too many characters to even understand like a main through line.
Yeah, there was no one to cheer for. It's like his character didn't go through any story arcs. His character came out. They came out, oh, we're number one, and then there's another company coming in that might challenge us, but they don't really challenge you. It's just like there's no stakes in it at all.
Yeah.
It's like, and then there's like a love interest between. This is what bothered me the most about it. Where it's just like Jerry's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have like there's gonna be a subplot where it's gonna be like Romeo and Juliet, where it's gonna be like the Montagues against the Capulets, and it's just like And then we'll have Kellogg's. The head of Kellogg's is in love with the head of Post. And it'll be Jim Gaffigan as Romeo and Amy Schumer as Juliet. And at the end of the movie, they're going to make out. And
That's
if you don't
true.
like it, you're woke. If you have a problem with a thick-headed Irishman making out with a Jewish woman like Amy Schumer in the year 2024 of the Lord, you are a woke monster. Like, you should be ashamed.
Yeah, I don't know what what his definition of woke is, because if it's
You made a woke masterpiece.
yeah, because it was very, very candy.
Like
coated.
UnFrosted had scenes where it was just like, would even Adam Sandler would be like, wow, that's lame. Like there was like that is a lame fart joke. That's what Sandler would say. Like the scene where it's just like he has to walk through this trail like in between cows' butts as a punishment from the milk industry.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you have to walk through this, and it's just like, oh, he just gets farted and shit on by cows. It's just like
Fart and poop jokes.
fart and poop jokes. Jerry Seinfeld doing fart and poop jokes.
Observational.
Oh, it's just, oh, why are these farts so smelly?
Anyway, I think overall it was like, the movie was fun. It was like interesting. It was a great premise.
Yeah.
And then the follow through really fell flat, especially the ending. It fell really flat. I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
The ending just ended. But anyway, yeah, that's our theory. That's our theory on why the industry is broke and some of the proof and why it happened. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Do you think, what are some other signs? Are you seeing any other signs that celebrities are
Musicians are
going
going
broke? We know Ellen has sold her $34 million mansion, but yeah, I don't know. Any other
Well, they're
updates
selling
that
their
you guys
homes because
have?
they refuse to fly to them on coach, on commercial jets. That's
True.
why they're selling all their second homes, because they do not want to fly to them commercial.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. And if you're in Austin, Texas, come see the show. Look up Humpdays
Peace.
at